Several years ago, I did a video showing my top 5 villains of Greyhawk, and I thought I'd revisit the idea and do heroes today on Greyhawk Landmark. So, coming in at number 5, I'm going to give Tensor the Archmage. Tensor was, we originally got to meet him in the old Rogues Gallery, where he is described as being, I believe, a 14th level magic user. Yeah, and then later on, Gary said that some of the stats for the personalities that are listed in the Rogues Gallery aren't correct because they were actively being played. And people in those days like to keep secrets from the other players. So some of the magic items and levels and stuff like that weren't correct. As you know, considering they were actually playing as, which is kind of cool. We did get a full treatment of Tensor in Return of the Eight by Roger Moore, and this has him as a 21st level magic user, which is much more in keeping with him being an archmage. And this goes into a quite a bit of history, of his life story and so forth. Who he's on good terms with and everything. But Tensor, obviously we all know him from Tensor's Floating Disc and other spells that are named after him. But he was Gary Gygax's original character, and there's just something about him in his fortress in the near dive that just makes him seem very I don't know, just like a fixture of the campaign. Sending out people on quests and so forth. He does show up briefly in one of the Gord the Rogue novels. He's obviously the impetus of the adventure Isle of the Ape and so forth. So I think he's got enough standing in the campaign to come in as one of the top 5. Next up at number 4, we have Sagard the Barbarian. Now, this is a weird entry because only the first book in his series is definitively set in Greyhawk. The rest of them, they sort of go into some other world without explaining it. It's just kind of weird. But it's most definitely Greyhawk in this first book. They even have a map that shows Raddick and the Bone March and everything. So it's very definitively so. But the later books are in some other world, which is Yarth or something. But I'm going to count it. So, and the reason I put him in number 4 in the top 5 list isn't because he's such a great character unto himself, but because it's a choose your own adventure book. You actually are Sagard, and that gives it a really different feel because you're not just reading about somebody else. In a way, especially when you're younger doing these things, you kind of identify with Sagard more than you do with other characters because you are making the decisions for him. So in that respect, I think he's unique in Greyhawk, and there are some other choose your own adventure books, but I think this one really takes the cake when it comes to that. Hi, everybody. Please help me keep Greyhawk alive by liking this video and subscribing. It really does help. You can also become a member of the channel or support me on Patreon and get early access to my videos, exclusive content, free or at-cost copies of my Greyheim Adventures modules, and more. Thanks, and now back to the show. Number 3 on the list comes from the Gord the Rogue books, specifically Knight Errant, which is a collection of short stories, and it's Digwell Biffson, a halfling thief who is a hireling henchman of Melf the Elf, played, of course, by Luke Gygax. He appears in a couple of the stories here, appears later on, I think, in Dance of Demons. And he's a great character because he's striving to be good. He's struggling to be good, but he's got these larcenous tendencies and instincts, and he's constantly doing that. So having that great dichotomy within his character really makes him an interesting character unto himself. Even though he's just a henchman for what we would consider an NPC, he's really well done, really well sketched out in the books. And in fact, I've used him in my campaigns as an NPC who gets to interact with the PCs, and sometimes he'll send them on adventures or hire them or whatever, or tag along as a hireling with the PCs not knowing that he's working for Melf. So he's very versatile in terms of a character. So I'm going to give the number 3 spot to Biff. And at number 2 on our list, another character from the Gord the Rogue novels, Curly Greenleaf. This is a NPC druid ranger, half elf, another one of Gary Gygax's characters, and he is just a fun character, kind of in a way that Gelor isn't. They're both kind of mentors to Gord, but Curly just seems like he's the kind of character that you'd want to hang out with. He's affable, he's jovial, but he's also serious and knowledgeable and powerful. He does, he's a perfect companion to Gord, and I haven't used him in any of my games, but I would love to figure out a way to make that happen. So number 2, Curly Greenleaf. And number 1 on the list, of course, this was going to be at the number 1 spot. Mika the Barbarian from Master Wolf by Rose Estes. No kidding, it's Gord the Rogue, and it couldn't be anything else. As soon as he was first introduced in Dragon number 100, at Moonset Black Cat Comes, I think was the name of the story. I was hooked from that moment, and to this day, Saga of Old City remains one of my favorite books. Period. Not just D&D books, not just Greyhawk books, but I love to read this whole series. Gord, the orphan who grows up, is trained as a beggar, and then a thief, and then an acrobat. And then later gains a lot of magical powers. He's one of the associates of Xfelis, the Cat Lord. As the books go on, after Gygax left TSR and published through New Infinities, he gets way overpowered, and he becomes more and more of a Mary Sue. But in the first couple of books, and in the book of short stories that I showed you earlier, he really shines as not just a good D&D character, but just a good literary character. There's obviously a lot of homage with him and Chert to Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser. And Gygax claims it was unintentional. I can believe that. It's kind of a subconscious thing. But it's just a pleasure to read Gord. He's a sucker for a pretty face. He's got foibles. He's just a great character, and the stories that he's in are really good too. Again, if you discount the last 2 in the series, maybe 3, they get way up there when he's fighting Tharizdun and so forth. But as a character to use in a game or just to read about, it's got to be Gord, and that's my list. So let me know what you think. I would love to hear your list. Do you agree or disagree with my choices? Let me know what your top 5 heroes would be, from modules or books or any other media. Let me know in the comments. Hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will talk to you all.
Thanks for watching today's video. Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Below you'll find links to my Patreon, which helps make these videos possible. You'll also find the web store where you can buy my books, and my blog where you'll find all sorts of free downloads and other articles. Thanks, and have a great day.